Champagne Sunday. I'm here with Jesse Reens Terrell.
Yeah.
Okay, and Jared Freedine.
Yeah.
And you guys are the co-founders of Champagne Sunday. So,
We are.
how did you two meet?
We met at an acoustic show, and we didn't like each other. we were both playing the same venue, and I was playing. She had been playing there for a little bit. And
My ex actually called me and he said, "You got to come hear this guy. He's great." And I was like, "Okay." And that was in Thousand Oaks, and I was in Ventura at the time. So it was like a good 25-minute drive, and I thought, "Oh, whatever, fine." So I come out there, and then I sit and listen to him, and I was just like, he just does cover songs, and I'm doing all my own original material. I had an attitude.
Okay.
It was funny.
Okay.
And then
I heard her, and I'm like, not too impressed. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just obnoxious, and he was trying to be all mysterious. He would play with his sunglasses on, and that bothered me, because I like to look at people's eyes. I think you can tell a lot about somebody. Yeah.
Wow, right?
Yeah. And so he would play with sunglasses on, and I was like, who's he hiding from? And was he trying to be Bono or whatever? And he was just like, who's this big loudmouth girl?
Well, wait a minute. Jesse, you came from a West Coast theatrical music background, and Jared, yours was East Coast rock.
Yeah.
Which I totally get, because I grew up with all the the crazy rock back there.
Right.
But okay, so the clash is there. So how did you two? How did you mix the styles together? How did you mix the music styles together between both of you?
Well, for me anyway, I mean, Jesse had always kind of laid down the foundations of the songs, and when I came into the thing, we'd had in the very first formation of the band, there was a drummer, bass, lead guitar, Jesse, who was usually rhythm guitar, and then me. So I really didn't know where to fit in. I was already sort of a rhythm player. I was kind of doing some lead stuff, but not really. So I just found my niche was more just like texturizing things or driving things or pushing or pulling things in different directions, kind of as best I could. And I had to make a powerful stamp on things because without overpowering the music. And the best way I knew how to do that was just a little more distortion, a little more.
We just lived. We had to, I don't know, listening to each other. We just started listening to each other a lot better rather than just than just like, this is what I'm going to play and this is what you're going to play. We just started sharing. Yeah. He actually, at one point, he was like, he wanted to quit the band. He's like, I don't like your music.
Very early on, yeah.
And we're really early on. And because it was mostly my music, because I had all these completed tunes, and all the stuff that he'd written was in another band, so he didn't want to use those songs, because he'd co-written them with a lot of other people, and you'd have to ask everybody's permission, and like, can we, and so we kind of had to start all over again. To create the Champagne Sunday.
How much of your music that you had already written was brought into?
I want to say
Sunday?
3 or 4 songs.
Yeah,
okay.
Not very much.
And were you accepting of that? Where you say, hey, you know what?
Yeah,
I
kept trying to get him to do more, like sing more or write more or whatever. But because our styles were so different, and we also didn't know how to write together.
Yeah.
That's like more intimate than having sex with somebody. It is like when you write with somebody and you're sharing stuff that that's very vulnerable, and I don't know, and so it took a long time.
I see.
Because playing music is different than writing with somebody.
Okay, so what? Oh, you were going to say?
I was going to say the melding of the styles happened just by like the musical theater style was already there.
Okay.
And then I brought in a little more of the rock, and then before long she started bringing in a lot more rock, and her stuff.
He started influencing
heavier.
my writing. Just him and his music tastes and the way he played started to influence the way I wrote.
Okay.
And like you said, I brought more rock to the table, whereas before I was a lot more folky storyteller kind of.
That's what I was wondering. How would you define the musical theater? The musical theater, and I mean, everybody's pretty understand rock. Everybody understands it.
Right.
Yeah.
But how would you describe the musical theater part of it?
That part comes in more in my performance, more in the actual showmanship of the shows, like the way I perform, and I'm very animated and dramatic, and
some of the songs that you've written, I think, are more suited to maybe being in a Broadway musical
or Disney movie or something
than in a rock show, but they fit in the show so well, we just kept him in.
So who came up with the name Champagne Sunday?
My ex-husband.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Should we stop the cape
No!
now and talk about that? Okay.
No,
Cool.
no, we're all really good friends.
Okay.
He's actually still a big part of our life.
Yeah.
But he,
I sang them down the aisle.
yeah, he sang.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so all right.
There was no foul play.
No, we didn't. There
nothing
was no
sneaky
bad.
going on.
But everybody kind of knew it before we did. Even like you guys are supposed to be together, and not just on like a musical partnership, but just us as like we were such good friends, and I don't know. We were worried that was going to ruin the band and stuff, but it actually enhanced the band.
Right.
Made it. But anyway, back to the name. My ex was at home and he was just writing on this piece of paper. I still have the piece of paper, and he wrote like tons and tons and tons of names. He was just watching television and getting ideas and names, and write like almost like an afterthought, like a side note on the side of the paper, just like he wrote Champagne Sunday.
Because there was this place down the street from where they were living at the time that
They did
on
champagne
Sundays
brunch.
They had a champagne brunch. It was all you could drink.
Oh, yes. Because they give the champagne
Sure.
with the all you can eat.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
But they had
you,
this
right.
band of like mariachi guys, and they would come and they'd play, and they were awesome. And they would let us like play their guitars and sing.
I love the name though. It's original.
Yeah, and
It's,
so
you
it
know,
just we thought it was beautiful because champagne.
Champagne's always for celebration, and Sunday's always for kicking back. And so we thought that's just
Yeah.
very happy and relaxing
Yeah.
things, and that's kind of what our music was about.
Now this is in 2005 is when
Yep.
this all started.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then you just went on from there.
Yeah, this month is actually the 5-year anniversary of Champagne Sunday.
Was the 2006 Make It Mine album the result of all the collaboration at the beginning of that? Was that kind of a trial period? Just say, hey, let's put something.
The Make It Mine album was weird because we had been through at that point 3 different drummers.
Really?
So the guy that was on the album was our 4th drummer, and we went in the studio. We were scheduled to go in early December, and then in late November we fired our drummer, and because
Just a clash of
Yeah.
right. So
personalities and such.
So we went into the studio anyway, and we recorded all of Make It Mine and then some.
We recorded probably 23 songs
But
in the
without-
studio
but
without a
without a
drummer.
And we figured, well, we'll just plug in the
We'll
drummer
just
later.
add the drummer
That's
in
okay.
later.
Acoustic without the drum. I mean, that's
But it was, it wasn't acoustic. It was
It
like
was-
basically we tried to. It's just ridiculous
yeah.
thinking that you could go in and the drummer is the foundation of anything.
yeah.
That you could it'd be like building a whole house and then putting the floor
Right.
in.
You gotta have the bass. You gotta have the
We
drums.
were like
That's the
crying,
foundation.
laughing
Right.
at
That's
just us
music.
being stupid, like
So
our ignorance.
when we came to actually laying down what became Make It Mine, we had this guy that was our drummer, Art Tip, and he came in, and within about 3 or 4 weeks, we said, we're going to be doing an album. You got to be ready for it.
Yeah, he was ready.
And
he was
ready.
Did
He
the
was
best
hungry
he could,
for it. He did a great job.
Yeah.
Well, did the 2008 album North have the same vibe as the Make It Mine? And was
Very
the
different.
drummer the same, or
No.
was it okay?
That drummer quit. We had just recorded Make It Mine, and we were ready to tour
do
with it.
2007 tour.
And he wasn't able to tour, so we went ahead as an acoustic 3-piece,
Okay.
and we toured just
Jared and I
on
and
the
our bass
bassist.
player.
So was
Tom
his musical
Thomas.
indifferences with the drummer kind of?
He just
He
had his different
he was
mindset.
just going
somewhere
a
else?
different place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He had to do
there
what
was
he had
really
to
no
do.
animosity or anything like that. It was just like I needed at this and right around then too. We also our lead guitar player left. So we were a 5-piece when we started, and our lead guitar player left to pursue a family and everything like that, and that was fine. Well, what is cool about that is that Jared decided, well, instead of hiring a new lead guitar player, I'm going to learn how to play lead. And he just really
It's a lot
took
of-
that and said, I'm going to do this, which was
We
scary for me
worked-
because then I had to actually become a better guitar player.
And then plus you're trying to
Rhythm.
you're trying to get a chemistry together.
Right.
You
Yeah.
got to get a feel of each other's vibe, and
Right.
if that takes a little bit of a while to try to you gotta.
It was
muck
hard because people kept
Yep.
quitting. So I think that the reason why our band is as successful as it is, or definitely like what we do, is because Jared and I have had to go through so much adversity, like losing all these people, and we've had to really just stick so tight to like what we believe in and like fight for our band.